Hey everybody, Monkeypuzzle here, and we are back in Primitive Plus, and time to do some more building on the village here. So if you joined us last, you saw how far we got. We got the smithy, and the juicery greenhouse over here, and the tavern. So yeah, now today, it's time to build the bakery, and I've been getting ready for it, and got some ideas. It's gonna go right there, kind of where my pteranodon's nose is pointing, just to this side of that little creek, and just trying to figure out the exact right angle for it. And there's some things that I want to include with it too, so let's get to work on that. Just briefly, a little update on a couple things I've done in between is one, it's not that big of a deal, but I tamed a couple packies because I like them as anchors for dinos to have them all follow. So this one is, it's a recycled name. Anchor has all these guys, my utility dinos, following it. And then over here, this one, Paperweight, another recycled name. Pretty blinded by all this green. I've got all the Dillos following this one. So this would actually be quite a force, man. Oh, and I've got the two of those Pegomastics following too. All the little guys follow here. So yeah, I could lead this around and just devour things. These, when I was collecting all the Dillos, oh, let me get the egg. They don't actually lay eggs that often. Not poop, but egg. There we go. Yeah, I've been leveling them up. Most of these were pretty high. On average, they are at about 2,000 health. And then once I get to 2,000 health, then I start leveling up their melee. So it's just a pack of Dillos, but I wouldn't want to run into it. That's for sure. Anyway, those were both 174 packies I just went into when I was going around trying to collect keratin for the bone meal fertilizer, which is taken plenty of to keep this place going. And also, last time I was here, we made the juices and made jam and tried to make some alcoholic beverages, which I didn't quite succeed with, but I did in the meantime. So I know how to do that now. I've got enough barley and know how to make the the malt and all that kind of stuff. But I think we'll skip that for today. We'll probably do that in another episode. And I've also been stocking up on my coffee and tea. Might as well go ahead and use those right now because we'll need to eat less and drink less. And we get those nice little counters there too. And did I mention that I was stocking up on jam? I was making a bunch of that. So each of these gives you about 60 health. So this is some nice backup food reserves that last quite a long time. And also been stocking up on the tomato juice for health. So been industrious on that level. Got the cauldron full of water jars so that because the water skins leak and stuff like that. So I am a jam making machine. Anyway, to start with on this bakery, I thought I would make the foundation out of something different. I've got all this clay in here, and I want to do adobe foundations because they're nice and warm and stuff. Oh, but actually, before I do that, we should make a windmill because I want a windmill to be part of it. It's going to grind the wheat. It's like a super duper version of the hand mill here, which is a super duper version of the the mortar and pestle. So I think I still need to learn the engram for that. So let's go ahead and look for windmill. There it is. 15 points. We just recently raised our engram points a bit because this game, Primitive Plus, is designed for different people to do different roles. But because each of us here wants to do everything, be able to learn everything, there wasn't enough engram points. So, and I haven't even begun to learn all the stuff yet. So now we have plenty for that. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a construction table thing. I didn't actually look. It would be crafting, I believe. And no, is it in here? Oh, look, I just make it in myself. So I need 120 wood, 200 wood planks, and 40 steel ingots. So steel is made, I think I got some in here, by cooking up the raw metal, the raw iron with carbon, which you get from beating up obsidian with your obsidian pickaxe. So done plenty of that. We got that. Now we can make this thing. So I want to see what it looks like because I want to try to incorporate it into the bakery building and see what it looks like. So hopefully it's nice and good looking and will let us build it into the thing. All right, look at that. It's big. I heard these run on oil. Back up. All right, it's not huge. If I built it into the foundation of the thing, it would just barely stick out the top. So maybe I want to make some of the building and then create a place to put it. All right, well, now we have that. That's cool. Go ahead and put that away. And then I'm going to use, let's see, Trikey here. Berrymeister. Unfollow him. Will be our holder for all my building parts as we go along with this. So let's give it that. It weighs 15, not too bad. Okay. So let's go ahead and make some of those Adobe foundations. They just use the clay, which is a combination of the limestone and the clay stone. The limestone you get from beating up metal nodes with your obsidian pick, and the clay stone you get from beating up regular rocks. I think they take about 45 each, so let's just put as much of that on me as I can carry. And yes, they take 45 clay, and so I can make 6 of them. So I'm gonna hang out here and make up a bunch of these Adobe foundations, and then I'll bring it back. Alright, I got 30 out of that. I'm probably going to need to make some more clay, so I'm going to need to harvest a bunch more clay stone from the rocks around here. That'll give me like a 5x6 foundation, which I don't think is quite big enough. Let's go see how big this is, for example. So this guy here, which you have to crouch to get into, the smithy by Raleigh, is 1, 2... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. That's okay. It might be enough. But it has this as well. Alright, so let me get the first of this placed. I'm not going to be able to do this all on camera because it'll just take too long and we'd have like a couple hour long episode. But let's get it started together at least. So there is my big chubby Adobe foundation. Now I could build on the same line as the juicery there. It'll make it really easy to connect them, but I don't think the coast really does that. It kind of wants, it kind of wants to turn in a little bit here, which will make a little hassle for myself as far as how they connect, but I think overall it'll look better. So let's see. If we go up and down the coast here, we can see if we are lined up with the water. That looks pretty good. Let's move it over a little bit so that we're in the middle of that foundation. That's a slight angle. It messes up my view when I get that close. But let me see. Let's bring it in a little bit. And then try this again. I'm going to try it right there and see what that does and see if I end up hating it or not. So that would come out like this. Now I'm already too high right there, so it can't go on. So I definitely want to start lower at least, even if that's the right angle. And I've got some of these on me, some lumber ceilings. I'm going to see maybe if we could use those to close the gap here. We could there, but it's obstructed either by the ground or by the Adobe foundation. So that's kind of issue. I was going to use these to just bridge the gap here. So looks like I'm going to need to lower this foundation to start with, and need to decide if that angle is going to work. Okay, let's go ahead and demolish that one. So it does let us put that in there. Would it then let us put this in next? it would. So I could go like that. So that's cool. To lower a foundation, I'm going to need some pillars and some thatch ceilings. Let me get those together and I'll meet you back over there. Okay, I got that stuff done. I'm a little heavy, but we're going to plug along. So let's stick a pillar in there so that we get on the same grid as that foundation, and then snap one off of it over there. So now we've got the grid. We're going to get rid of this foundation. And, ooh, now I'm heavy. I think I'm going to have to, let's dump the wood. Can I move? Oh, anyway, I want to delete that. And what can I get rid of? Alright, got that dealt with. Now I can move. So now we're going to use this pillar and go back and forth to lower. Now see how that one's lower? This is just the same as when you lower foundations when you're putting it on a platform like a raft or a platform saddle. And then we can keep checking how that's doing as far as depth. And for getting out there as far as we probably want this to be fairly low. That's actually pretty good because that might allow me to come back one. Well, I'm not sure if we want to do that. We kind of want to take it out in the water. Let's see. Let's go ahead and lower this again. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we actually have to go one further because remember this pillar's on the grid and that one's not. We could take it one more over here. Let's do that and get rid of these. And make some more pillars so we don't get too heavy. And now let's see how that goes. So I'd want to place there. Oh, you know what? That's exactly the same. Anyway, I think that's going to be good. Let's try that out. Let's demolish this. Demolish that. Start placing these out. It goes into the ceiling. That's good. I probably should have placed the next one first. These are a little higher than the actual foundations that are down there. But unlike foundations, they blend with other things more easily. We can come out there. Can we do it again? We cannot. So I'm going to go ahead and lower stuff one more time. I'm wasting a lot of clay here, but you guys see the process. And there I've got them lowered it too far. So went just a tad too far, so now I got to raise it back up again. Now to raise foundations, what you do is you put the thatch ceiling on here, and then this allows me to put a pillar on it just a step higher. Not there. You said you were going to be over there. Got one pillar left. Hopefully this is the magic one. So you can look at the little cross braces on here, and where I had it where it was just above the other one. You saw it before. There it is. Right there. So now that one should snap a slightly higher foundation. There we go. So that's as low as we can go. So whatever it is, that's what's going to have to work. Alright, let's see if that made any difference as far as us being able to come out one more. It didn't. So that's kind of the limit as far as we can go out with these. We can go out this way. So I'm going to fill it out this way and see where that gets us. All right, and I got this. So anyway, this could take all day just doing this part, but you kind of see my processes, the lowering and the raising. So I'm going to finish filling this out, and I will be right back. Now, one thing about these Pegomastics I forgot to show you with my other ones is they're supposed to be able to harvest berries when they're on wander, and mine don't seem to be doing that. So I'm not quite sure what I'm missing, but got to figure that out. But it makes me want to keep accumulating them because Jim Bob's got a bunch of them, and they're getting all his seeds and berries for him, or at least mainly seeds, which is pretty important. Need to get some more Majos. You got some Majos? I got these two on wander here, CD1 and CD2. They weren't because they were following the paperweight there, but you can see how they go to the bushes. Oh, is it doing it now? It's doing it now. Oh, excellent. So it is collecting stuff now. Oh, that's great. So I'm going to use them to make my organic oil and stuff. I don't need the berries so much, but I do need the seeds. So let's go ahead and put this one on wander too. And the other one is over here somewhere. Right here. Alright, free seeds. So just so you know, I was able to get 2 foundations out on this side. So I'm used 2 pillars like that, well actually 3, there was one right there, to get down to this level. So it'll just be a slightly graduated height inside, and I can't go down one more level yet. I do want to go out at least 4, so I'll lower it again, and it's kind of going to go with my theme anyway of having this basically build up to a space in here where the windmill is. And I'll figure out how all that works. I will have to negotiate different heights of walls and stuff on the side, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, just showing you how I'm doing that. Alright, well I have a better plan now. This lowering right here was just going to cause problems with building the walls on the side. And the problem with building out with a ceiling like this is that it's going to be at a higher level all the time. And that is just not satisfying either. But I haven't been able to repeat it. I was going to show you guys how I did it, but I can't get it exactly again. But I was able to lower a pillar just to the point where the ceilings line up exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and build off of that pillar and then be able to extend out with ceilings at pretty much the same level as the foundations. That's pretty darn close. So I'll keep trying to repeat how I did that, and at some point maybe I'll do a little tutorial on how to make your ceilings match up with your foundations. But for now, I'm just going to trust the luck and keep going with that one. And then one more thing I want to show you, oops, before I move on, is I want to build the first layer of walls out of brick again. Not again, but as Jim Bob was doing over there. Although I'm actually going to try to paint them brick color instead of red. My armor is brick, and we'll see how it matches up afterwards, because the actual brick comes out gray nowadays. But I've been making a bunch of brick over here, and I got a bunch stored up over here. You just cook the clay to make the brick. So let's go ahead and learn the engrams, which I haven't done yet. So we're going to learn the brick wall, and I'll learn these two and these. I'll learn those in a bit if I need to. Eventually I'm going to make some brick dinosaur gateways to defend the edges of the village over there. But now that I've learned that, let's see what I need. So, it takes fresh cement and brick. So cement, if you remember, is made with a combination of limestone and, well, in this case, acatina paste. Okay. Jim Bob must have put these in there because I don't have any acatinas yet. Okay, so there's some fresh cement. And then let's grab some bricks. And let's go ahead and make some walls. And I'll do all the other parts later. But just want to show you how you make these brick walls and where I'm going to go from there. And then I'm going to do the lumber walls on top of that. That seems to be the theme, sort of Tudor, Tudor, Old English style. And kind of keep the theme going for the village so things kind of sort of match. Let me take those over there. I'm going to have to use up the rest of that cement too. But I just want to show you guys what these look like when they're untreated. So we'll put them there. Okay. And then there you go. That's a brick wall. That's a brick wall. Let me grab a paintbrush and see what the brick paint looks like on them. Alright, I got a paintbrush with some brick paint on it. Let's go ahead and throw it on there and throw it on there. That doesn't look too bad. It's, you know, not completely authentic, but it looks a little bit better than the garishness of the straight red over there. So that's what the first level is going to be of. And then we're going to build up with the lumber walls like that and so on. So brought you guys through the hard part. I'm going to build it up from here so the episode doesn't take too long. And then I'll bring you back when it's time to place the windmill. Unless something else interesting happens before then. Alright. Okay, so I got as far as the ground level brick box, basically. You can see where those adobe ceilings are up on the concrete pillars here. I like it. And then I've got the... Whoa! Can I get up? I should be able to. There we go. And I've got the pontoon bridge decking going on here to kind of join us up with the dock. It's on a slightly higher level, but that's okay. I didn't paint it all yet, but I've got the basic design in, the doors, the windows. I'm still doing my usual window design of a window with a door on top of it, and kind of matches up with the double high doors you need so you don't have to crouch to get in the doors when you just make them single high. Got my nice warm colored adobe floor in here. I like it a lot. I think that's a good color floor for a bakery. And then I've got this thing. It's a big sloped ramp thing that takes you up to this platform right here. And then you've got these ramps on this side. These are actually concrete ramps. And this are stone slope ceilings, the only appropriate slope ceiling available. The concrete slope ceiling turns out is a work in progress. It's not textured yet. And then, so up here, this is where I'm going to put the windmill. But first, I think there should be a door there to the outside. That's going to be the out edge of the building. And then you, from here, you should be able to access the windmill. So let's see what it looks like from here. Got to get it nice and straight. I'm going to finagle this and then bring it back when I actually am satisfied with it. Okay, so that's as close up to the door as I can get it. So I'm hoping you can access this through the door. I'm going to go for it. There it is. And so it's going to hopefully be nice and high above the building. The building is going to go 2 more higher like this. So it's not going to stick up tremendously above it, but this is about as much as I could go up and not have this stick out too far And then from here, this is going to go up to the second floor of the building, and this won't be part of the actual bakery. This will probably be like my little loft space or something like that. We'll see. So anyway, in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off and then show you the done deal. And then next episode, we'll actually use the windmill and see if we can make some bread and stuff. So, oh, that's actually a glass lumber wall. Oops. All right, I'm going to finish it up. I'm going to bring you back for the end. All right, guys, I'm almost done. Just finished the painting, and I'll show you what I did. Well, there it is. Nothing too fancy, but a nice solid bakery building. The windmill is there behind it, and we can pretend this roof, slope roof, kind of helps direct the wind up to it. I wish the windmill was bigger, but that's what we have to work with. So let's just take a look around the outside. I went ahead and put a balcony on the front, and I'll show you what that's like from the outside. Went ahead and painted everything so you can go from the wheat farm here up to the windmill on this side, or you can do it from the other side. So yeah, in here, down in the bakery proper, we're going to outfit it next episode. We'll put in all the accoutrements that we need to be an actual bakery, and we'll actually do some baking. And then up here, again, we can access the windmill from this side. And then here's my little loft, my little apartment, or whatever this is, above the bakery. I had to put a tall door here just so I could see my little ruin there. And then outside, you can see why I had to put a balcony out here. These are little handrails, wood handrails that come with Primitive Plus. And this is just a nice, another perspective on the village as it grows. And I'm really excited seeing it all come together. And there's even more coming. And as each building is put in place and they're all connected up with the docks, you're really starting to get the feel of the place. Able to pull my construction raft right up to the front to work on things. So yeah, I think that's a good little bakery building. I'm pretty happy with it. All glass on the ceiling, of course. What else could I do? But there it is. Like I said, nothing too spectacular, but all these things together, I think, are working nicely. All right, folks, as the rain begins, that's going to be my cue to go back inside and use this shelter to hide from it. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching until the very end. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to your comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.